Paint with me, and I'm going to be working on trees, a couple of different trees tonight. You can see this one's actually hiding in the background here. And I just want to say welcome and thanks for watching. I got a handful of these that are on a playlist, which hopefully these are just kind of like background comfort if somebody needs to fold some laundry or do something like that. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So here we go. I will be using, let me show you. Hang on to your hats. We're going top down. We're going to work on both of these, up and down. Oops, shaked it. I hit it. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. I am I'm a regular on here. I just should remind you that I'm actually looking to improve my skills. I don't pretend to be a professional. And I'm not sure that I want to be quite yet, but meaning I feel like you got to sow your seeds and get your chops in, right? But we're going to jump right into art right away here. So I got to find my way, and I'm going to do a couple of crazy things. So this one I'm going to do, oh, that had pink still on it. That's not what we want. We want some yellow, actually. I want to do some yellow in the background here on this one because I want to do some sepia, I think. Sepia pen, and get some of that good old browns and golds going on. And yeah, we'll see how this works out because this is not a very good paper one, and so I did pre-treat it with some gesso to give me a little thickness on the paper. Yeah, we'll do that first there. Hello, hello. So I am going to try to do, I want to do tree trunks and tree. This is, hopefully the reflection's not on there too bad. This is a pretty good standard example here of what I want to get into. I want to do one in lighter tones with sepia, with pen and ink, and on this one. And then this one, I got to try to figure out how to do this on black, because how do you even paint on black paper when you want to do a black and white, right? Okay, so this is gouache, going to town right away with some gouache. We're going to knock it back. So I guess this is how I do it, right? I'll get some marks in here. I'm a fairly fast painter, but I'm actually kind of new at it. And I'm okay with the new factor. Yeah, I want to see what we're doing here. We're going to just get going. I don't even know like how to do this with black and white. I actually wanted to take my inspiration from this coffee cup, if you can see it without me spilling my tea. It actually is like blue on blue. Good cup of tea too. But see how it's like blue on blue in there? Okay, so that's what we're doing. We want to use that as a possible value and hanging in there with that. So welcome on in as I try to figure out what I'm doing here. So I'm going to paint with sepia. I need a tinier brush than the ones I have out here. Nope, that's a pen, which that might come in handy. Here we go. This is the one I want. So how are we going to do this? We want to paint the same thing on both sides. Ooh, it went into the crease. Oh, that's probably going to end up on my other one. But we want to bring in so much of the twists and gnarls, and that's actually what I'm looking forward to doing. I find I'm a mark maker person a lot, so I want to see, oh my goodness, how bad is that going to be? Oh, not too bad there. Not too bad there. Okay, let's see how we're going to do. We will probably not actually get to redeem any of this because this is actually ink, right? So we're going to remember our light value. Okay, so I want to actually make this come across the divide of the paper. So, okay, so has a little gnarly thing. All right, So I definitely do better when I look at an inspiration. You guys are probably the same. Of course, maybe you're not. Maybe you're more masterful than me. Okay, so okay, wow, that kind of came together quick. I thought it was going to take me a long time, and I'm definitely not happy with this yet, but okay, so let's see what happens if we hit that with some water going in there. I'm going to use up some of this ink so I don't waste it by dunking it in my water. I went to a camping trip on the Columbia River, which was really fun. And okay, so let's try just water. This was the one that I had the white ink on. Oh yeah, we wanted to get some texture in there. How cool is this? Like, yeah. Might have to pull out some other stuff because this is going to go faster than I thought. This has daffodils down in the foreground in the black and white, but I don't think I want to try to get them in here. Mostly was after the movement of the bark, you know, like the, yeah. And this ink is like so wicked. It's actually crazy. All right. You guys even see that? It goes all the way up. So, okay. So, oh, I almost dunked it in my tea already. We want to get a little highlight in here. Let's add this color. This is gouache. And I think I'm going to do this down here in the foreground. This is yellow ochre. I'm definitely hitting this mid part of the paper pretty tightly here. I took a video. I made it for myself, and it's actually, when I watch it back, I'm a little self-conscious because there's so many people who do such a higher level of skill than I did. But I did a video with showing like my flowers and my creek and my garden, and I was trying to catch the, I was so trying to catch something for me to watch, to have during the winter time, because I get the winter blues super bad, and I wanted to have a little joy in the winter that I don't normally get. Okay, so how do we do this? This is, okay. I guess we gotta go white on this first, maybe? I don't know how to do white on black. This is a learning curve experience. It's the same tree. I just wanted to use my different medium to see if I could pull it off. And we definitely have to do something different here. Yeah, so I made this thing for me to have during the winter months because I definitely get seasonal, like, it's not that I get depressed. It's mostly that I'm counting down till the sunshine comes back. I live in Oregon, and I'm an avid gardener. Oh, I know, I'm just gonna hit blues. We're gonna go for blues in here. So I might need to use a mixing dish and do my blues like my coffee cup. So we're gonna use some, that gouache, we're gonna mix it into a straight blue to get some values going on here. So yeah, so I, and when I was doing it, I actually took, when I was making that video, it had flowers and stuff. I ended up doing some short up close videos of the bark down at my creek on the trees, and I was so impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like works of art just to see the way that the bark came together. Okay, so we're gonna do gnarly branches here, but we got to do it a little differently over here because this is like different kind of, this is interesting. This is not what I was expecting it to be like. Okay, so we're going to use some, what are we going to use? We are going to use some turquoise blue to go with my ultramarine. Oh yeah, because this is how to do it. This is how to get it to show up on my actual black paper here. We've got to get some texture in there. Darkness in there. I'm going to be mixing my gouache into my watercolor if I'm not careful, but it's all right. So this is my gouache palette, and look at my watercolors over here. Isn't this fantastic? I'm loving it. I added a bunch more to my new all-encompassing. I put all my tubes and everything I had in one so I could work out of one, and I'm loving it. Okay, so let's get some darker blue. This one is cobalt violet. Ooh, that's probably not quite what I want to do here, but why not? We got to get it to pop on the, I suppose I could use some greens, but wouldn't that be just boring? I think it would be boring. Let's use some indigo on top of that. Ooh, that's a nice dark color. I wonder if I could scratch in some textures. I want to make it so that there's a really dark vein going up. Let's get some black. Yeah, way cool. This is like interesting. It's hard to do. Harder than I thought to get on that vein. But it's a great base, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do textures other than continuing to do what I'm doing here, which is mix my color with a little sky, I guess, would be what that is. Makes it pop though, doesn't it? Okay, so yay, I am having a blast. This is where it starts to get fun, when you start to settle in and get a little rested. And so this one I'm going to use a little black to get some of the, this pen has permanent ink in it, waterproof ink I should say. So if I went back in later, I won't have this, but we kind of want to stay loose. That's the whole point. Get these armpits of these trees. Okay, this is hatching. Hatching is something I used to do, but it requires too much patience. Cross-hatching and stippling are wonderful concepts for understanding, but they are not for me. They take too much effort. Okay, so wonder if straight up ink. I need a littler pen, a littler. This is like stiff and not so easy, but I did gesso underneath of this because I didn't want to lose. Oh yeah, look at that. I wanted depth. That was depth, baby. Okay. Just helps. Okay, this really makes a difference. Yeah, so I went camping and stuff, and I made that video, and you're looking at things like apples and sweet peas, which are my mom's favorites when she was around, when she was alive, and it was so soul settling. And then when I watch it back, I love it, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's kind of like somebody's fugly looking baby. You're like, oh my gosh, only a mother could love it. I made that video for myself for this winter, and I'm probably going to be the only one who watches it, but I guess that's part of it, right? You gotta, yeah. So I was looking at these crazy patterns on the bark with the moss and everything. Oh my goodness, it was so impressive. I was impressed. Every moss is so different. Every bark pattern is so different, and this one's kind of intense. Okay, I feel like this is sticking out on the ground here. You guys can't even see this. I didn't think this through very good, did I? So you guys can't even, I better put the lid on this. I'm gonna spill it in my lap. But I did like doing that. I'm gonna try that with, look at that. That's actually pretty cool, huh? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this one a little bit different. We're gonna, how do I get, we're gonna keep this, I'm gonna keep this sepia thing going on this. I think I need to get some more browns at the bottom down here. I guess we have to start going the other way, huh? Getting our direction. Okay. Okay, that's pretty fun. I don't know about you guys, but that's like a giant doodle. It's not really feeling like it took a lot. I thought it was going to take a lot of skill. Remember, I'm newbie over here, and I'm not, oops, that was not a good move right there. I should have left that be. I am new. I'm not a new. I'm a couple years in, and my goal is to just get the logged hours to make my skill set improve. And it's working. I can actually see myself slowly getting better. But at the same time, I saw a lady today who says like she does like 100 figure drawings in a row, or 100 face characters in a row, and like some of that just clocking like regular hours in getting this stuff in. And I feel like that's the journey I'm on. I'm in the beginning of a very, I want to get some trunk things going on, root systems here. Let's get some roots. Ooh, that's fun. So this is on black, which I knew that it would be a challenge, but this is actually quite the challenge here. This looks more like tracing, which is never a good outcome, is it? Tracing never quite works the way you want it to. Get some marks to show a little bit of roundness. I don't have much company tonight. Usually I get chitty-chatting with people in here, and it's super fun. But yeah, this is pretty fun efforts here, though. Okay, so, all right. So I did pour out a bunch of gouache, and I want to try bringing some of this light back up in here, highlighting. Now I'm going to knock this back, so don't mind me. I'm over here making a mess before I can actually bring it back up, right? Okay, we're going for the tree trunk patterns. Oh, that was beneficial. That helped up there. Yeah, so if you guys are creative artists and you're ahead of me, I could use some encouragement. And if you're just watching, that would be fun too. But I can see people popping in and out, but nobody's really chatting tonight, which is fine. It's kind of late probably where you guys are. Okay, let's get some of this dark. Let's knock it back a little bit. I do like the black ink coming out where it's making it so I have some mixing it right on my paper. That feels like it's been worth it right here. Yeah, but there's something about this that feels almost like a doodle and not like real art. Why does that feel like that to me? Is it just because it's coming easy? I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad feeling or not. All right, so let's get a tiny bit more of the gouache here and go in here with this, mixing it in. Ooh, I definitely need some more of the black in there. Okay, how do I do that with a different... Need a little bit of black right in there. Okay, this is not easy. What do I want to do? I want to clean the white off my brush so I don't contaminate it and go ahead and get a little bit of black. Basically mixing it right on the page here. I wonder if I can actually scratch in this and make some textured lines, because I do enjoy that. Yeah, that's too much like colored in, isn't it? My goodness, not as easy as it looks. Okay, let's get a different color blue in here. Prussian blue. No, indigo. Indigo, but it's kind of on top of this. I made a little bit of a soupy mess. I think I should probably let it dry a little bit, but I don't really want to. I want to keep painting. I actually like this other one. I'm going to call that done, actually. Super easy. That's not difficult painting by any means. So we might have to do something else, but that's actually pretty fun. I thought I was going to have to use charcoal and a bunch of other stuff to get my look accomplished, but I actually kind of like it. And it's too hard for you guys to see 2 pages in a row. So I'm going to have to admit that defeat for next time. Let's go. Here, let's try to get some. I'm using the back cap of this pen to create like hashtaggies so that it looks like a texture. You see that? Can you see the texture from your vantage point? Starting to look a little moody and cool in there. Yeah, so I definitely liked doing that. Let's see if we can get a little bit of, I'm going to drop the black back in again. And what did I do with that? Oh, here it is, black. We're going to go along the edge of this again to make it wet, so that, because I'm going to add some white and it's going to be way too white, you will see. So I definitely need to add my, okay, so now I'm going for almost straight up white pigment here. I want to do the same thing with the scratching. I like the way it looks, so we're going to do it in a more vibrant way. Yeah. Get some moodiness underneath these trees here. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to be close to done here, I think, because that is what we're doing. Okay, now what we're going to do is this. Pretty cool. I love the way that looks. That's pretty solid right there. I'm going to let that dry. This ink was going like crazy. All right. A lot of abstract yumminess in there. My two trees. All right, so now I don't know what I want to paint, but I'm going to paint some more because I'm not ready to be done yet. I'm going to do this way and this way. And we're going to play. And so I'm done with the tree portion. If you were in here now, oops, I don't know. This is screaming to me. I finished my trees. If you're in here new now, I'm going to try to keep going because I'm not actually done. So we're going to add some to this little guy here. These look like snapdragons to me, which snapdragons are always super fascinating. But I'm using watercolor pencil to soften in the shapes here. And I actually had a full painting underneath here that I didn't like. And so this is my attempt to make something I actually really do like. And I'm actually pretty happy with its outcome. I think I'm going to smack some greens down in here. I did have some writing on the underneath of here. I don't know if it'll still show through. This is just pretty abstract-y, but I kind of like it. This is gooping up nicely here. I'm not sure I liked that move, but it was super goopy, so. Oops, I just put my green right into my pink gouache. I'm gonna clean it out now. See, my palette of gouaches. dark colors. Yeah, see, this is pretty fresh, so it's not going to do dark very well here. I just want to knock some of these whites back a little down. Okay, we're just going to let that sit for a minute. That will be fun for later. I'll be able to come in with my black and highlight and make that like an abstract. But see how it was a whole scene behind there before, and I just never liked it. So I kind of went in and went over the top of it. And now I need an idea for here. I have this book over here, but it's not really what, it's not super great for ideas. All right, maybe we'll do some petunias here. Yeah, okay, so let's use this to draw them in. Petunias are kind of big and beautiful in here, so we'll just do them like that. I already did my trees. I named this thing trees, so you'd have to watch back to the beginning to see that, but I actually kind of like that already compared to what it was. Okay, let's get a purple. Petunias. Everybody's got to have petunias in their yard this time of year, right? And then we'll get a red one up in the corner. Let's try red. So that's what this is coming in off of. Do we want a little orangey red? This is off of my watercolor pencils, you know. We'll put it behind, but it's definitely a different color in there. So let's get some helps to that color. Yeah, we'll get that down in there. I'm going to use yeah, that's blending in pretty. I like that, different shades of that. Yeah, this pink to start with was actually a background of, and I had too much paint on my brush, so I just made it loosely a background. Yeah, there we go. Just get a little, oop, I almost stuck it in my tea. That's bound to happen, right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to use bright orange in the center here. This color right in the middle. And then we're going to let that dry, and we'll add some permanent marker to it. Well, I didn't end up with as many people on here as I'd like, but I sure finished out what I intended. That went way too fast. I think I'm going to use some, oh, I got to let that dry some more. I'm going to use some pastels in here with the blues and see if I can get an even deeper color range in there. But it's kind of moody and awesome. I'm kind of liking it. Ooh, look at the one accidental yellow dot that's still there. I kind of like that too, actually. All right. I think I'm going to get off of here and do something else. So thank you for stopping by. It was a good time. Until next time.